Okay, here we will discuss few of the questions related to the 16th group. So the most important questions we can expect here. See the first question here: oxygen exhibits its positive oxidation state. We know that oxygen is the second most electronegative element. So it should show the positive oxidation state with which is having more electronegativity than the oxygen. So which is that fluorine. So it can show the positive oxidation state with the fluorides. Remaining cases we know that it will show the negative oxidation state. Which of the following acts only as a reducing agent? Generally, which is a reducing agent and which is the oxidizing agent, and which can act as a both oxidizing and reducing agent? How to identify? Based on the oxidation state. If any element which is present in its higher oxidation state, then that can act as an oxidizing agent. If any element exists in its lower oxidation state, then it can act as a reducing agent. And element if exists the oxidation state, intermediate oxidation state, in between higher and lower oxidation states, then it can act as a both oxidizing agent and reducing agent. When this is possible, the element should has the variable oxidation state. If it has the variable oxidation state, then only we can say higher oxidation state, lower oxidation state, or intermediate oxidation states. Now you check here, only reducing agent means what? Only reducing agent means the element, the central atom should be exist with its lower oxidation state. In case of KMnO4, manganese, the oxidation state is +7. This is the highest oxidation state for manganese. So it can act as oxidizing agent only. And calcium oxychloride, here chlorine, two oxidation states are there, and one is +1, -1, so minimum oxidation state. Again we cannot say. And H2S, here sulfur, -2 oxidation state, -2 oxidation state, sulfur minimum oxidation state is -2, higher oxidation state +6. So in between, if it is, we can say that it is both oxidizing reducing. So here H2S can act as a reducing agent. Why? Because here sulfur is present in lowest oxidation state. You can see HNO2 here, your nitrogen oxidation state +3. So HNO2 can act as a both oxidizing and reducing agent. And your KMnO4, it can act as only oxidizing agent. Calcium oxychloride bleaching powder, this is also oxidizing agent, that is due to the presence of nascent oxygen. So the answer is 3 here. The concept is important, how to identify the oxidizing and reducing agents. Just you have to check whether it exists with higher oxidation state or lower oxidation state or intermediate oxidation state. One more question, which of the following is not a normal oxide? We have classifications: normal oxides, polyoxides, suboxides, and mixed oxides. Na2O, we know that this is anyhow normal oxide only. Al2O3, for aluminium, we know that each aluminium required 1.5 moles of oxygen. 2 aluminium, so they have 3 moles. This is also normal oxide. And superoxides comes under polyoxides, so this is not a normal oxide. Again, magnesium, normal oxide. If the amount of oxygen is sufficient to satisfy the valency of the element, then we can say that that is a normal oxide. If amount of oxygen is more than the required, then we can say that is the either polyoxide. If it is the less, we can say suboxide, but not a normal oxide. Next, fourth one, crystalline form of sulfur. Caustic sulfur and colloidal sulfur, they are the amorphous forms. Monoclinic sulfur or rhombic sulfur, they are crystalline forms. You should remember. Caustic and colloidal comes under amorphous. And monoclinic means this is a beta sulfur, and we have the alpha sulfur, rhombic sulfur. Alpha beta or rhombic monoclinic becomes under crystalline. These two.
Sir, can you show third question once?
So, rhombic sulfur consists of What type of rings? It has SE8 rings. SE8 only, but not chains, and it is only ring structure. That is a crown shape or pucker ring structure. Apart from this rhombic sulfur and monoclinic. Just now we have discussed monoclinic or beta sulfur. Rhombic means alpha. Alpha, beta both are having SE8 rings with a puckered shape or crown shape, like a W shape. Which of the following turns lead acetate paper black? Lead acetate means black. General lead sulfide is black in color, and if you pass hydrogen sulfide to the lead acetate paper, it can convert lead acetate to lead sulfide. So it is a black color. Strongest reducing agent of the following is. These are the hydrides. We know that 16th group hydrides from H2O to tellurium. Top to bottom reducing nature increases. So strongest reducing agent should be hydrogen telluride, H2TE. Top to bottom reducing nature increases. H2S cannot be dried by passing over concentrated sulfuric acid, because we know that generally concentrated sulfuric acid is a dehydrating agent. So we can use this concentrated sulfuric acid to remove the water or moisture from some of the substances. Mainly we will use this concentrated H2SO4 if the substance is unreactive, non-reactive with this H2SO4. Means if it is like oxygen or HCl, some nitrogen, these are the gases, chlorine. In that case we can use, but we cannot use H2S here. H2S or hydrogen we cannot write. Why? Because H2S is a strong reducing agent. Here concentrated sulfuric acid can act as a strong oxidizing agent. So it can oxidize H2S to the, yes, there is a chemical reaction can take place. Hydrogen sulfide. Here sulfur -2 oxidation state. It will oxidize into the sulfur in presence of concentrated sulfuric acid. So instead of removal of moisture, apart from that, it will react with H2S. That is why we cannot dry H2S with the concentrated sulfuric acid. And the next is question 9 question. A gas which bleaches substances by reduction process. This is very important question. Here we know that anyhow chlorine can act as a bleaching agent. Ozone also can act as a bleaching agent. But sulfur dioxide also can act as a bleaching agent. Three gases. Here chlorine, sulfur dioxide, oxygen, they can act as a bleaching agents. But the bleaching property is due to the reduction. Which one? Chlorine can act as a bleaching agent due to the oxidation process. Here ozone also due to the oxidation behavior. But sulfur dioxide only the substance which can show its bleaching action due to the reduction process. This is very important. And your moist chlorine, but ozone case you can take one more important point you should remember here. Dry ozone can act as a bleaching agent. No need to take the moisture. Why? Because ozone can give the oxygen plus nascent oxygen. Here moist chlorine means chlorine if you add to the water, you will get HCl plus HOCl, and this HOCl can further produce a nascent oxygen. And here this nascent oxygen is responsible for the bleaching property. Again oxygen addition here, oxidation process. But in case of sulfur dioxide, if you take the moist sulfur dioxide moisture, you will get sulfuric acid, and it releases hydrogen. And here this hydrogen is responsible for the bleaching property. Means addition of hydrogen is a reduction process. That is why the reduction process, the bleaching property is SO2. Again, this is a temporary effect. It is not a permanent, it is a temporary bleaches. All these points we discussed already. Yes, you can recollect. Which of the following is a red liquid? So here we know that the halides of the sulfur, SCl2, sulfur dichloride is a red liquid, but S2Cl, this is a dimer of monomeric dimer of sulfur halide. This is yellow color liquid. These two you should remember. This is yellow color liquid and this is a red color. memory based. This one, relationship. Which are the following as oxygen-oxygen bond, means peroxide linkage. So in oxy acids, only two compounds they are having the peroxide linkage. One is a Carros acid and Marshall acid. There is a peroxymonosulfuric acid and peroxydisulfuric acid. So peroxymonosulfuric acid means H2SO5, that is a Carros acid, and next one Marshall acid, that is H2S2OA. These two only having oxygen-oxygen bond, peroxide bond. So all oxy acids you should remember their structures. Very important structures of oxy acids. So we can see one more question related to the oxy acids of sulfur. There is no SS bond in sulfur bond is not presented in which case? In S2O4 2 minus. This is a tetrathionate. Here we have the sulfur bond. S2O5 2 minus, here also we have the sulfur bond. S2O3 thiocyanate also we have, but this is a pyrosulfate. In pyrosulfuric acid we have the sulfur oxygen sulfur bond. There is no sulfur bond. In first three cases we have the sulfur linkage. So we can remember here one more point. If they ask question with respect to which compound is having sulfur linkage, then we can go with these three compounds. They are having SS linkage, but here pyrosulfuric acid we have SOS linkage. And sometimes they'll ask the question which are having SOS linkages. In oxy acids of sulfur, this one only the one which is having SOS linkage, and apart from this we have the gamma form of SO3. And this also we have discussed. This is in the trimeric form, it has the SOS linkages. We have three SOS linkages in trimeric form of gamma sp, solid gamma sp. Next, about sulfuric acid, which is not correct. We know that sulfuric acid can act as a dehydrating agent and it is sulfonating agent. It is highly viscous in nature due to the intermolecular hydrogen bonding, but it is not a reducing agent. It is oxidizing agent, acid, dehydrating agent, but not reducing agent. It is also sulfonating agent. It can use sulfur, but not reducing. The first option. Which of the following metals loses its meniscus after reacting with ozone? We know that it is a tailing of mercury. Which can show the tailing of mercury, the phenomenon mercury.
Yes.
Just remember, memory based that one also. Silver on warming with ozone. The reaction is, if we treat with silver, what happens? First oxidation process, it will form silver oxide. Again, if we treat with excess ozone, we will get silver metal. But the lustrous will change. Here we will get the blackened silver. It is also identification test for the ozone. So here in this case, both alternate to oxidation of the metal and the reduction of the oxide takes place. Both oxidation reduction can take place in this process. Which is wrong about ozone? Ozone, it is a paramagnetic in nature. It has a linear structure and it decolorizes acidified. What is the structure of ozone? It is an angular shape, right? And oxygen is a paramagnetic, but not ozone. Ozone is a diamagnetic. So this is also not correct statement. It is not a linear. It is a planar, but not linear. We have the angular shape. It decolorizes acidic KMnO4. We know that KMnO4 is a oxidizing agent. O3 also can act as oxidizing agent. It can oxidize, but here manganese in its +7 oxidation state, highest oxidation state, it cannot further oxidize. So instead it can undergo reduction. So it cannot decolorize. Decolorization జరగాలంటే ఏం జరగాలన్నా, so KMnO4 అనేది lower oxidation state లోకి వెళ్ళాలి. +7 నుంచి should be either +4 or +2, +6, lower oxidation state. Acidic medium అన్నది కాబట్టి +2 oxidation state కి రావాలి. But this is not possible. In that case, this also acts as oxidizing agent. Ozone కూడా oxidizing agent అవుతుంది. So the reaction is not possible. So we have only the reaction. Ozone can react with potassium manganate. it will convert the potassium manganate. This is actually the green color compound, can be converted into the potassium permanganate, purple color compound. Right? It will oxidize the green potassium manganate to potassium permanganate. A reverse reaction is not possible. So your all statements are incorrect. So each and every point is important here. It is a paramagnetic means diamagnetic, we should remember. It is a linear means it is a non-linear but planar structure, but the structure is angular shape. It cannot decolorize KMnO4. And we have the next question here. When lead dioxide reacts with the concentrated nitric acid, then evolved gases. This is concept based. You should remember. Is the preparation of oxygen. So this is a reaction, preparation of oxygen, lead dioxide or manganese oxide. So if we treat with nitric acid, we will get oxygen. Just memory based, we should remember. The catalyst used in the manufacture of sulfuric acid by conduct process. In conduct process, we will use vanadium pentoxide as a catalyst, direct. Oleum is, this is a pyrosulfuric acid is called oleum. The structure is H2S2O7. It is a very, very important oleum structure, its oxidation state and its bonding, everything. They'll ask the question in whatever different ways the questions can come. Each and every point గుర్తుపెట్టుకోవాలని oleum. Carous acid again directly. This is the peroxymonosulfuric acid H2SO5. Again here oxidation states. Carous acid. It looks +8, but actually it is the +6 oxidation state due to the peroxide linkage. Which of the following brings about dry bleaching? Just now we have discussed. Ozone can undergo dry bleaching, but chlorine or sulfur dioxide or hydrogen peroxide, they require some moisture condition. In presence of water, they can act as a bleaching properties, but ozone, it can release directly oxygen. The oxygen release chestnut nascent oxygen. So it can act as a drying agent, bleaching agent in dry condition. Mercury sticks to the surface of the glass when it comes in contact with. Just now only this question came. Tailing of mercury. Reverse. Which of the following is incorrect matching? First, stability. We know that top to bottom thermal stability decreases. Why? Because the bond strength, the hydrogen, the element bond strength decreases. So this is the correct match only. Bond enthalpies. Anyhow, stabilities and bond enthalpy, nothing but bond energies, both are in the same order. Ka means acid dissociation constant. Top to bottom acidic strength increases. So if acidic strength increases, Ka values increases. We know that acid dissociation constant is directly proportional to the acidity. So top to bottom acidity increases, but they gave reverse order. This is not a correct match. Boiling point. Again, boiling point top to bottom increases, but there is exception with the water. Water is having more boiling point compared to the other hydrides. This is also correct. Only incorrect match is thought. Again, within question incorrect match. This is related to the structures. H2S2O7, just now we have discussed that it has a SOS linkage. This is a Carous acid, 1 peroxide linkage. And H2S2O3, this is a sodium, is a thiosulfonic acid. We have sulfur-sulfur linkage here. This is also discussed. And this is polythionic acid. In case of polythionic acid, we have sulfur-sulfur bonds only, like polythionic acid, we have sulfur-sulfur bond. It may be n number of sulfur atoms in between two sulfurs. This is a polythionic acid. No SOS linkage here. We have only SS linkage. This should be the answer. In the tailing of mercury, ozone oxidizes X to Y, X and Y. Same again question came, but here chemical reaction. we know that here mercury is converted into the mercurous oxide. So here you have to identify the oxidation states. Here mercury is 0, but here mercury oxidation state is +1. So Hg, these Roman letters indicates the oxidation state. Here 1 means 1 oxidation state, here 2 means +2 oxidation state, +2 oxidation state, +2. So this is the first option. A chemical reaction also you should remember, including their oxidation states. Oxidizing agent used in the manufacture of KMnO4 is. Here we can use, this is also membrane based, just now we have discussed potassium manganate can be converted into the potassium permanganate in presence of ozone. 27. The oxidation number of sulfur in tetrathionate, this is +2.5. Average oxidation state here, why? Because we have 4 sulfur atoms in the individual oxidation state, and 2 of the sulfur they are having +5 and 2 of the oxygen they are having 0 oxidation state. So overall oxidation state 10/4 +2.5. Just you can check that the structures. Which of the following contains p-pi d-pi bonds? Sulfur trioxide and sulfur dioxide. Already we have discussed that. In case of sulfur trioxide, we have 1 p-pi, 2 p-pi d-pi bond, and sulfur dioxide 1 p-pi, 1 p-pi d-pi bond. So at least they are having p-pi d-pi bonds. NO2 we have the pi bonds, but they are p-pi bonds only. In nitrogen dioxide, you cannot find the p-pi d-pi. Why? Because there is no d orbital. In nitrogen, it is absence of d orbital. Oxygen also absence of d orbitals. There is no chance to form p-pi d-pi bond in case of NO2. Here sulfur, it has a vacant d orbital. Here also sulfur, it has a vacant d orbital. So in these two cases, there is a chance to form p-pi d-pi bond. If they ask how many, this type of question also they may ask you. In case of SO2, we have 1 p-pi d-pi and 1 p-pi p-pi. Total 2 pi bonds in that. In case of SO3, we have 1 p-pi p-pi bond and 2 are p-pi d-pi bonds. This is also very important. It should. Next, during bleaching action of sulfur dioxide converts into, just now we have discussed that treat with water, you will get sulfuric acid and nascent hydrogen. Commercial name of permonosulfuric acid, nothing but peroxymonosulfuric acid or Caros acid. Per means peroxy. Pyrosulfuric acid may be synthesized by dissolving sulfur trioxide in sulfuric acid. So if you add SO3 to H2SO4, we will get pyrosulfuric acid. We cannot prepare directly by adding sulfur trioxide to the water. What happens? We cannot get the desired amount, and we cannot condense the sulfur trioxide also by adding to the water. The fog cannot be condensed. That is why sulfur trioxide can be first absorbed in the sulfuric acid solution. That will give the pyrosulfuric acid, and from this pyrosulfuric acid we can prepare the desired concentration of sulfuric acid on hydrolysis. And just use pyrosulfuric acid, if hydrolyze it, we will get sulfuric acid. Which of the following has no SS bond? Already in this question repeated. Ionic form, we have one question, but here directly they give H2S2O7, but remaining these three they are having SS linkages. In which of the following ozone acts as a reducing agent? We know that ozone can act as an oxidizing agent most of the cases, but a few cases, in case of tarnishing of silver case, oxidation followed by the reduction, there also it can act as a reducing agent. And this first equation, barium peroxide is converting into the barium oxide. Here also ozone can act as a reducing agent. In the remaining cases, Cl minus, it oxidizes Cl minus to Cl2, and lead sulfide to lead sulfate oxidation reaction, potassium iodate to iodine. This is also oxidation reaction. Only the first case, ozone acts as a reducing agent. This also you should remember. That is a silver and this is one. Two reactions comes under reducing agent. Which one of the gas dissolves in sulfuric acid? Oleum based. Again the repeated question. Sulfur trioxide. So concept is the same, but question framework is different. Electron affinity order of chalcogens. This is also very important. Second group, second period and third period element, there is exception. Oxygen is having the least electron affinity. Generally top to bottom electron affinity decreases, but exception with oxygen. So here sulfur, selenium, tellurium. The first one itself the correct order. Magnetic nature of S2 is similar to that of. We know that it is similar to the oxygen. We know that in oxygen, two unpaired electrons present in the molecular orbital diagram. Similarly, in case of S2, it has two unpaired electrons in its molecular orbital diagram. That is the anti-bonding pi star orbitals. This point also very important. Where they located means anti-bonding pi star orbitals. Number of SOS bridge or number of sigma and pi bonds in cyclic trimer of SO3. Just now we have discussed it. Again, we see the structure of cyclic trimer of SO3, nothing but it is a gamma form of SO3 only. And this is the structure. Now you can count here. First, number of SOS linkages. We have the 3 SOS linkages out of 4 options. 2 are having this one and this. So you can ignore these two anyhow. Next, you count pi bonds. These are very less. Pi bonds here 2, here 2, here 2. 6 pi bonds. So both the case we have 6 pi bonds only. Now you check the sigma bonds, and each sulfur can form 4 sigma bonds. We have the 3 sulfurs, so 3 into 4, 12 sigma bonds. So here we have the 12 sigma bonds. So first one should be the answer. And the same cyclic trimer, based on this, they may ask you another type of question. Cyclic trimer of SO3 contains how many SS bonds? SS bonds means 0. No SS bond. In this case, we have only SOS linkages. Next question. In SO2, 2 oxygen atoms are linked to the sulfur atom through double bonds. So the 2 pi bonds are already we have discussed. In that one is a d pi p pi, one is a p pi. Just now I explained both SO2 and SO3 case. The number of SS bonds in sulfur triac just now same. S3O9 or SO3 taken, both are the same only. If you take SO3 thrice or S3O9, both are the same only. So we have number of SS bonds are 0. What are the products formed when moist chlorine gas is reacted with a hypo? This hypo reaction, just memory based again you should remember. When you treat with the chlorine, we know that here hypo can act as an anti-chlorine agent. Anti-chlor means it will remove the chlorine in the form of chlorine will be converted to the HCl. It will remove the chlorine as HCl. Anyhow, in the cases we have the HCl, you should remember that you will get apart from that sulfur Na2SO4S. Here chlorine is oxidizing agent and hypo can act as a reducing agent. Hypo means sodium thiosulfate. So chlorine can oxidize this Na2 hypo into the highest oxidation state sulfur. What is that sulfur with +6 oxidation state here? Sodium sulfate. This is a reducing agent and this is the oxidizing agent. So it will oxidize sodium thiosulfate to sodium sulfate. So out of all options, only one option has the sodium sulfate, and you all are having the HCl. So it should be the first option. The oxo acid of sulfur, which contains two sulfur atoms in different oxidation states. Very nice question here. Pyrosulfurous acid. What is the structure of pyrosulfurous acid? This is the structure. And next to hyposulfurous acid. Hyposulfurous acid. And pyrosulfuric acid, we know that there is a oleum, it has SOS linkages. Persulfuric acid, this is persulfuric acid, nothing but H2SO5, pyrosulfuric acid, this is oleum, H2S2O7. The question is oxo acid of sulfur which contains two sulfur atoms in different oxidation states. Here if you see, here +3 oxidation state and the sulfur +5 oxidation state. The remaining cases they are having only one. In H2SO5 only one sulfur is there. Here two sulfurs but both are having +6 oxidation state. In oleum and here hyposulfurous acid both are having +3 oxidation state. Only one compound. Pyrosulfurous acid, it has two different oxidation states. And similarly we have the sodium thiosulfate, sodium tetrathionate, they are also sulfurs, they are having sodium tetrathionate, thiosulfate and polythionic acid. There we can see sulfur atoms with different oxidation states. Sulfur molecule S8 can be represented as just the structure. It is a crown shaped ring structure, not a spherical, not cubical, not tetrahedral. Sometimes they may ask you in that structure what is the hybridization. It is also better to remember. This is the structure of SP. It's a kind of W shape. Something went wrong. One more sulfur. And each sulfur atom, it can undergo sp3 hybridization. And sp3 hybridization, two lone pair means angular shape or bent shape. And each sulfur carries two lone pairs. Sometimes integer type questions. So how many lone pairs are there? Total number of lone pairs in the SEI. So 8 into 2, 16 lone pairs. This type of questions. Which of the following statement is true? This statement based here, both rhombic and monoclinic sulfurs are soluble in water, and both rhombic and monoclinic sulfurs are soluble in carbon disulfide. This is correct. They are insoluble in water, not soluble in water. Both rhombic and monoclinic sulfurs are insoluble in carbon disulfide. So again correct. Rhombic sulfur can be converted into monoclinic sulfur, but the reverse is not possible. So they are interconvertible one to other at a temperature of 369. Transition temperature can exist. So only second one is the correct. The statement regarding hydrides of 16th A group elements are order of volatility, top to bottom volatility increases. Your water, this is water exception, due to the hydrogen bonding, it has a less volatile in nature. Anyhow, here top to bottom volatility decreases due to the van der Waals forces increases. The physical state means gas to solid, gas to liquid, liquid to solid. As the van der Waals forces increases, volatile nothing but here escaping tendency. Escaping tendency decreases top to bottom, but exception with water. Water is in the liquid state. So anyhow, this is correct order only. Order of boiling point, this is also exception with water, top to bottom boiling point increases, exception with water. Bond angles, top to bottom bond angle decreases. Water only can undergo, again one more important point here, water can undergo hybridization sp3 and whose bond angle is 104 degrees. But the remaining H2S, H2SE and TE, the bond angles are almost close to 90. Means here H2S may be 92 or 93. H2SE also 91, 92 and this is also 91, approximately in between 90 to 93 the values. Why? Because there is no hybridization in case of H2S, H2SE and H2TE due to the Drago's rules. This about Drago rule we discussed already in the chemical bond. So anyhow all are correct. So extra points you should remember. Sometimes they'll ask you which compound will not undergo hybridization. So all these hydrides, similarly 15th group hydrides, phosphine, orthene, stibine and bismuthine, there are also no hybridization. 45. The iron sulfide is heated in air to form A, an oxide of sulfur. A dissolved in water to give an acid. The basicity of this acid is, generally sulfur can form oxy acids of sulfur. All oxy acids of sulfur, they are having basicity 2. In case of phosphorus oxy acids, we have various basicities, but all sulfur oxy acid, they are having basicity 2. One gas bleaches the color of the flowers by reduction, while the other by oxidation. This is again very, very important. We know that reduction by sulfur dioxide, the remaining compounds can show the bleaching property through the oxidation. So if you take chlorine or ozone, whatever it is, sulfur dioxide and chlorine, one is the reduction, one is the oxidation process. Mustard gas can be prepared by the reaction of ethylene with, so both S2Cl2 or SCl2. Both these two compounds, if you treat with ethylene, you will get mustard gas. What is the mustard gas? This is the war gas, poisonous war gas. Actually, it is not a gas, it is a volatile liquid, but the name is mustard gas.
So poisonous
also important.
Poison.
Moist iodine react with ozone to form. We know that two types of iodines, and if you take dry iodine and moist iodine. Iodine, moist, if you take, you will get iodic acid, HiO3, second option. But if you take dry with ozone, you will get I4O9. This is also very, very important. I should keep it. Moist HiO3, iodic acid, but dry iodine can give I4O9. Which of the following statements regarding ozone is not true? Ozone is an allotropic form of oxygen. Yes, this is correct only. The ozone layer protects the Earth's surface from an excessive concentration of harmful. This is also correct. The conversion of oxygen into ozone is an exothermic process. Generally, oxygen to ozone is a highly endothermic in nature. We can convert only approximately 10% of oxygen into the ozone only, into the highly endothermic in nature. So this is not correct. Ozone is much more powerful oxidizing agent than molecular oxygen. It's strong. Why? Because it can easily convert into the O2 plus nascent oxygen. The backward reaction is very powerful. An addition of concentrated sulfuric acid to the chloride salt, colorless fumes are evolved. But in case of iodide salt, violet fumes comes out. And this is because anyhow here iodide violet fumes means violet fumes is due to the presence of iodine. You know that halogens, bromine can give the brown, is a fluorine green, like that, but iodine only can give the white fumes. So here H2SO4 is a strong in case of concentrated sulfuric acid, it can act as the oxidizing agent. We know that it can oxidize iodide to the iodine. So when iodine vapors evolves, that can give this color violet fumes. So option 3 is correct. These are the few questions related to the 16th problem, very important questions.